Well, for all these things, we bless you and we sing your praises, O God, and we say, Amen. This past Yom Kippur, and I know that it's a different holiday coming up, but that's okay. This past Yom Kippur, Forward Deputy Opinion Editor Nora Berman wrote about how she not only tries to forgive people on Yom Kippur, but at least for this past one, she was also trying to forgive herself. She wrote the following: I have incredibly high expectations and anxiety. I often live in a state of hypervigilance, preparing for any possible scenario, all of them grim, and am super hard on myself. I write stories in my head of what my life should be like and lack flexibility when things do not go according to that plan. She continues, thanks to an amazing therapist and medication, I have learned that the loudest voice in my head is very self-destructive. I'm learning how to treat myself with more nuance and grace, but I still tend to see myself and my actions in the world in rigid black and white terms. As she says, I'm either perfect or I'm a piece of stuff, I told my therapist once. And her words resonate with me. Perhaps they resonate with you as well. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes I can just get so down on myself, right? When I lose patience with my son Ezra, when a miscommunication leads to an argument with Eliana, my wife, when I miss a key email at work, the list goes on, and it can be really hard to forgive myself. You might feel the same way. But that's exactly what our Torah portion this evening, Vayikra, teaches us to do: forgive oneself. So as I said earlier, we're in Parshat Vayikra, which is the opening of Leviticus, and it is dense. It is hard sometimes to pull out meaning from the text because it's all about sacrifices. It details 5 specific sacrifices, but even then each one has sort of subcategories. Here's a free will offering. You bring a goat. I don't even know what the right thing goes with the right whatever, but it says bring a goat, but if you can't afford a goat, you bring a couple of pigeons. On and on and on, detail after detail, and it's bloody and it's gory. But what stands out to me is that there are 2 specific sacrifices it ends with: the chatat and the asham, and both of these are obligatory sacrifices for when you make a mistake. So you mess up in some way, shape, or form, especially against God, you bring these sacrifices. Now, I think that when you strip away all of the details of how to do them, the cutting open and the legs here and intestines there, all of that, when you put that all aside, you boil it down, and the Torah is teaching us a key concept. When you mess up, there's a way to ask God for forgiveness. And this is what Rabbi Elise Goldstein, she's at the City Shul in Toronto, this is what she teaches about both our Torah portion, Vayikra, and the whole book of Leviticus in its entirety. She says this: the text offers a framework for one who has anxiety over their status with God to regain a sense of order, even closure. I have sinned, I will sin, but I will be forgiven. In today's world, we shy away from the concept of sin. Yet Vayikra reminds us that we are fully human and as such flawed. In that humanity, we will all stumble and fall. Leviticus offers us a formula for getting back up. While that formula may seem antiquated, we humans still seem to need ritualized ways to feel clean, forgiven, and able to start fresh. Yom Kippur proves that. In other words, we crave this forgiveness, but we may wonder if we will be forgiven, if we're even worthy of forgiveness. When we speak unkindly to a partner, when we become frustrated and lash out at a child, when we forget to call a friend on their birthday, or maybe we fail to pick up the phone at all for a year, for a decade, when we arrive late for a meeting, when we miss a deadline, the lists, they go on, and we say, who am I to deserve forgiveness? Who am I to deserve love? But Rabbi Goldstein teaches that God is saying, yes, even you, even each of us deserves forgiveness and love. Now, it's not without effort, right? Vayikra says we still need these sacrifices. We still need to make amends. We still need to work on ourselves. We can't just do something wrong and say, well, I'm forgiven. It doesn't work that way. But when we do the hard work, we hope, gain forgiveness. The option is always there. We are never too far gone. So as journalist Nora Berman wrote, as I said in the beginning, sometimes we see ourselves as a total piece of stuff. And when this happens, may we learn from Vayikra. May we accept that we're flawed, and may we accept that we'll make mistakes, but that we are also worthy of forgiveness. Amen. We take a couple of moments just to reflect on these words. And now we turn to page 282 for Aleinu L'Shabeach to conclude our service.